Assalamu alaikum everybody. Hope you are doing well. Here's your boy Shazi. Let's start our lecture on what is variables in PHP and what type of variables we have in PHP. First question, that what is variable? Variables just like a containers for storing information, data values. Just we have assigned to them, just like if I give a 12 value to the variable, so the variables contained the value is 12. Let's talk about the types of variables in PHP. There are three types: local, global, and static. Major are two: local and the global. There are two major types of variable in PHP. First type is global, and the other type is local. What are global variables and what are the local variables? Firstly, I want to tell you about what is the local variables in PHP. Local variable is just like I create a variable x and assign a value of 4 to him, and then I create a function named as name, and then in the body I want to print that variable. I want to print that variable in the function. The name of the variable is x. In the main body I create a variable named as x and assign a value of 4 to him. So on the fourth line you can see that I created a function which is named as name, and in the body of that function I wanted to print the variable I have created outside the function. So let's see the output of this. So it is not giving the output of the variable I have created, which I assigned the value for, is created outside the function. So this shows the localism of the variable. So it is just like that I create a function a and I create a function b. If I create a function, so if I create a variable named as a in the function of a, so it cannot be accessed to the other function. Just like here's the example that I create a variable x and assign a value of 4 to the variable which is created outside the function, so I cannot access that variable inside the function. So this is the thing that divide global variable and the local variables. So let's talk about the second type of variables in PHP. So here is an example of a global scope of variables. So in this example, you can see that I have created two variables and assigned them a value. So these at the fourth line, the variables I have created are the local variables. So it means that it cannot be accessed in the other function or in the other structures or in the other files. So in the function, I have converted the local variables into a global variables. So you can see that in the function named as my test, in the body of the function I have declared that my variables named as x and y now become a global variable. So means that global variables are that variables which can be accessed in the any part of the any part of the PHP file or document. So it means that if I create the variables in a function my test, so I can get their output in the other function I have created. So in the seventh line I have created that local variables converted in the global variables. So in the eighth line I have just calculated that variables and stored them in the second variable. So here I have in the 11th line I have just called, in the body I have just called my that function, and in the 12th line you can see that I want I want the output of the variable y. So in the seventh line you can see that we have created that variables are global variables. So now we can get the output of that variables outside the function. So in the 12th line I have asked to my compiler that print the value of y variable. So let's see the output of this piece of code. So it is giving the correct output. So here is the example of global variable. So the conclusion is that the global variables are those variables which can be accessed at any part of the body. So but the local variables are those variables which cannot be accessed at any part of the body. So here is the topic of global variable and the local variables in PHP.